61 points tonight. Was that something you had anticipated, or what did you see with that, the way they bench played?
You know, it's something because they mix and match a lot, and a lot of those guys, I've coached McDermott. He's a starter that comes off the bench. Richardson is a starter that comes off the bench. You know, so like you have to be, you know, ready for, yeah, and they do a good job of getting guys with different groups. So I know that, like, they're hard to guard. They move well without the ball. They play unselfishly. Their big guys are great with screens and dribble handoffs. And so I liked our defense to start, but I didn't like it after the first period.
What did you think of your defense in the last 4 minutes?
You know, like, I thought we lost. I liked the rebounding. Like, that was a big thing. I knew because of, you know, Vassell being out and Langford being in. Langford is a big wing that goes after the ball, and Sohan, same thing. And so Keldon Johnson, same thing. And then when you add in, you know, Partle, the rebounding is going to be huge. And because of what they can do off the dribble, if you come off the body, now their bigs are going to rim, their wings are going, they rebound. Their rebounding was a big concern for me. And then when you go to the bench, the same thing. Collins going to the board. And so keeping the ball in front and then getting back to bodies, you know, we knew that would be a big test for us. And the difference in the game was probably the rebounding. And so our offensive rebounding really helped us, but we're going to have to do a lot better on the road.
You get Jalen not only career high 38, but it seemed like every big one down the stretch. Just you talk about him giving you what you need when you need it.
Yeah, you know, and that was he had it going pretty good, and you know they had a lot of versatility with the way they can switch. And I thought he made really good reads, and he got into the paint, and he did a lot of stuff that we needed. We just needed to find a way to win the game. And sometimes you have to win games different ways. And we've been winning with our defense and our rebounding. And tonight it was really the offensive rebounding. But, you know, the bottom line is getting the win. We just got to scratch wins out, get a look at the film, get ready. We know, you know, how good Toronto is. We got to be ready for them. It's the same thing. It'll be a physical game.
Tom, they only scored 5 points in the last 4, 21. What did you think of what you guys do differently in the last few minutes defensively?
Well, usually the fourth quarter is different in terms of intensity, and then you could ratchet that up even more in the last 5 minutes. So I think more awareness, more urgency. Some of it, they missed some shots, you know. So, but we don't want to pick and choose. We want there to be a consistency to the defense. So, and sometimes you can play defense really well, and they raise up and they make. And, you know, so I want to take a look at the film, and, you know, we knew going in the ways in which we would be tested. We knew they would come with urgency, and, you know, so we got to do better.
When you guys forced that violation, 5-second violation, in that situation, do you always put somebody on the inbounder?
Sometimes we do. Most of the time we do, yeah. And there's different. Sometimes depending on time, you might put more size, you know, on the inbounder. Sometimes you might just cover the 3-point line. Sometimes if you're out of timeouts, you might put 2 bigs on the ball so they can't see over, and triangle behind it and try to pop one loose. So there's, you know, each situation is different.
You had Deuce and Jericho out there for that play. What went well for you guys to execute there?
Yeah, just, you know, and again, same thing. So you know what they need, and then you got to make sure you're tied together and you're communicating and you have awareness, and you have to be the more ready team when the ball's being inbounded. So what's going on? What are they trying to get to? Your awareness, anticipation, communication. What are we switching? What are we not switching? And then have the discipline not to foul.
You know, 3 of your better free throw shooters, Jalen, Julius, and Evan at the end there, missed free throws. I think you missed 11 to 12 free throws tonight. What are you looking at to see? Is it form? Is it? What do you think?
Yeah, a compilation, you know, of everything. As long as they shoot them good, they're not going to make every one. And so shoot it good. Our guys do put a lot of time into their shooting, whether it's the three, whether it's finishing, free throws. So it's something they work on all the time. Just shoot it well. If you shoot, as long as you shoot it well, you know, sometimes you're going to miss, but more often than not, you'll make. So get up there and make.
On the final, when you're down, I mean, when you're up by 3 on the final possession like that, how do you decide whether you want to foul or not?
Yeah, so like, and that's it's something that you talk about. So there's situations, there's time and score when you're going to use the foul, when you're not going to use the foul. But then you also have to have an awareness as to how the ball is caught. So if a guy's in the scoring area, in the three-point area, and he's facing the basket, you don't want to take the risk of him going into the shooting motion, and then you wrap him up. So ideally, it's more like as he's running to the ball, using it where his back is to the basket, right, and take the foul there, or deep in the backcourt as he's bringing it up on the dribble.